This library is really nice and it's really cute, and they haven't gotten mad at me for filming it, so I've been watching a lot of Asian media lately on my Instagram feed. I've been seeing a lot of K-pop comebacks that are going to happen soon, so I'm honestly really psyched for those. I'm the most excited about ITZY's Gold album, world's biggest Mitzi, but not even ITZY, like so many people. Jennie and Lisa, Eyelid's having a comeback, Kiss of Life is having a comeback. We are getting fed as a K-pop fandom, but the K-wave in general. Korea is trying to become the world's biggest entertainment exporter. Think about how many Korean, not even just dramas, but just shows in general, have been going viral lately. The big one that comes to mind is Squid Game. Squid Game Season 2 is coming out. It's gonna be a doozy. I can tell you that. Squid Game Season 1 came out. How popular was that? That was such a phenomenon. Crash Landing on You. And I feel like there was a whole wave of Korean dramas that really took the entire scene by storm. It was crazy. There's definitely reasons why, and I'm sure there's other countries that are doing this. Korea does give a lot of funding towards filmmaking. If you think back to the Renaissance era, artists were really gutted. The people who built statues, painted cathedral ceilings. That wasn't just hey, can you donate your time and talent? Art is so different now, and I'm not gonna say it's seen as unimportant because I do think it has its place in society, but it's definitely different. Hollywood, there's a reason there's so many strikes. That's one reason why the K-wave is doing so well. Artists don't need to make art their second or third job. You can just focus on being a filmmaker and really crafting your film. You're gonna make something so much better. Hollywood, usually a cash grab, and I think we see that a lot in just the amount of sequels that are coming out. It can be a lot more financially secure to make something from a franchise that's already been successful. If you compare this to Korea, the government is helping to fund their art, so they don't have to worry about making stuff that's a cash grab, because you're just gonna make something beautiful. But other than that, I think the other big thing is the production code. I'm gonna look up on my textbook what it's actually called. American Film History, the Motion Picture Production Code. In America, the Motion Picture Production Code was created basically because a lot of people felt like filmmaking was almost too influential. They didn't want to use that negatively. People were scared of promoting the wrong messages. I feel like it's totally fair. I think that's one reason why superhero movies were super promoted, because it's pretty clear good and bad fighting for a good cause. It can become stale and repetitive really, really fast. People have so much more depth to them. But besides just the processes that Korea is using, having a very distinct culture, it serves really well, especially in a comedic aspect. When you watch a Korean comedy, the way they react to funny situations is really different than a US actor would react to the same exact situation, because it's distinct and it's different. It has this sort of uniqueness, I guess, to foreign audiences. And I think that plays really well, especially in comedy and other genres as well, like dramas. I think one reason dramas do really well is also because the setting of Korea is really different than anything you'd see in the US and other countries in general. They have their brick paved streets and these small local restaurants and their beaches. It gives it this distinct look that people associate with it, and also just because it's new and it's different, it already sparks curiosity and it's more interesting to watch. So when you watch something made by or in a different country, it makes it so much more special and unique to watch because it's in an environment you're not used to, and that's a whole lot more engaging. That's not just in the setting, it's in the culture. Historical dramas do really well because other countries don't have that type of history. Every country has its different history. People are really interested in learning about that. I think it just has this distinct appeal, especially to foreign audiences. And then the fact that they don't have to worry so much about the finance side of it, and they can just focus on purely making that content the best that they can because their government is supporting them in that. And then because they're playing their culture and the things they have that are distinct and unique, it makes a piece of art that's special. The Squid Game was definitely a turning point for foreign audiences, especially US audiences. Korea is exporting so many more shows and movies. More foreign audiences have already become used to the culture and maybe the differences. I also think because anime too got really popular in the last couple of years, become a lot more normalized, I'll say. People got used to subtitles and got used to watching stuff that might be different than what they're used to. And that has really opened paths for Asian culture to be more exemplified. Asian media in general pave its way to US audiences in particular, that it becomes a lot easier for them to watch. They've broken through the 1-inch barrier. And then of course you have K-pop getting increasingly popular in the US. Stray Kids headlining Lollapalooza. At Coachella this year you had LE SSERAFIM and ATEEZ. IVE was at Lollapalooza as well, becoming a lot more normalized. And they're also doing that in their marketing as well. Yuki from G-Idol Chris Hemsworth for the new Transformers movie. If you're getting K-pop idols more into Western audiences and things that they like, when it comes up again, they're going to be a lot more willing to watch it. They're going to be a lot more softened to that. And there's so many more collabs. I mean, LE SSERAFIM, I think, is a really big one because they're friends of the NBA. They're also getting Sony headphones. And there's so many collabs because their marketing is going so global. It becomes a lot easier for people to watch Korean entertainment because they've been exposed to it already. What Korea is doing in general with their celebrities and their K-pop idols is once they have like a fandom and a story, they almost continue it in everything that they're having those celebrities do, which makes the industry a little scary, a little bit toxic for sure. But storytelling wise, it's really smart. For example, if there's a certain ship within like a K-pop group, you'll see that they do stuff within like random interviews or random clips to almost personify that story into real life. That happens a lot with ships in particular. But like if a certain idol acts a certain way and people are like, oh my gosh, I love that they do this, you'll probably see them doing more. Or if there's a certain meme of theirs that went viral, you'll see them recreating it. That story, that personification that they're putting out within their videos and their music, it becomes their personal branding. That is so strong. And I think that's one reason why K-pop fans are known to be so incredibly loyal, because of the way that they're taking that entertainment and putting it into an IRL space. Definitely looking forward to Squid Game Season 2 and all the K-pop content that is coming out this month. If you guys have like favorite Korean dramas or shows, put them down below, because honestly I haven't watched a ton. I think this should be just fine, and hopefully it's freaking in focus or I'll cry.